Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and I'm back with the Ledger Journal. Still loving the cover. Let's have a wee quick look before we get started, because I don't know that everyone has seen all the pages so far. This one twirls. I think this one's quite Halloweeny. It's quite good for this time of year. Not that I'm into Halloween much. We'll do a pumpkin for the window and that'll be it. The kiddies from the local school parade do a big parade. They make stuff and they do a big parade along a few of the streets. So we always put a pumpkin in the window so that they can see. I love this one. And I like this one. I love them all. And then there was this one, which was just kind of painterly. And then this was last week's. That one's quite cute. And we're going to just do the next page. A wee double one today. Okay, I'm going to sit down now because I think you're up and running. And I can tell that if as long as I keep it in the middle there, we'll be fine. Okay. So, I've got a big face, a couple of scrap bits of paper for that side, something like that, don't know. And then I've got some bits just to make a kind of line for the other side. I liked that other one so much where it was across the page that I quite fancied doing something similar. But first of all, just so that I can get them out the way and clear some room, I will show you that this is from this book, Collage Soup, a book of by and large faces and people. You get some backgrounds. So that's from that, and then these little archways and little bits of scrap paper here are from this one, Carousel Dreams. Excuse my voice, I've still got the remnants of my cold peeking through. There. So that's the two books that I'm using today. I've also got some paint. Some white paint for some background nonsense. I've got some stamps and I've got some rub-ons. But first of all, I just want to clear these off and just get some paint on, just using this little, just to take away the background. I think I did this. Yes, I did it with that one and I thought it looked pretty good. Just takes away from the, I don't know what it takes away from. It takes it away from something. Let's start on this side so that I don't get paint on my sleeve. So just kind of random. Quite a lot of it will be covered up. I'm not sure why it's leaving so many lines this time. I'm thinking maybe I'll get a wee brush. Just reach over. I just don't want there to be quite as many lines, and this feathers up the edges a wee bit. I don't want it to be on thick, but in the same hand, I do want to be able to, okay, this is dry already. Right, let me put that down somewhere. Where can I put it? Let's lean it against there. Let's just put a little bit of this on. I maybe should have just have gotten a big brush out to begin with. Well, we'll know for next time. Just want a little feathery bit up there, because by and large that middle section will be covered, much like over here, but I'm okay with that. Right, that'll do. Okay, just put the lids back on there. I'm going to leave my paint here instead of burying it with all my stuff over there, because I want to do spatters at the end, and if I put it out the way over there, it will be forgotten about. So something just kind of like this, and then my bits for the other side along the middle. Kind of like that. Yep. And I think I'm just going to get them stuck down straight away, because I know for sure that that is what is going to happen. Okay. Let's do a load of sticking. Just get to the edge of the page there. I only had 3 archways. I would have liked to have 4. That's why I'm just using a random bit of the scrap paper. But at the same hand, I guess it kind of ties in with the scrap paper on this side. I want this one on the top. My creaky chair when I lean forward to see. Yeah, good. And then this side, get this bit stuck down first. So crafty plans for this week. Let's think. I want to do another page in the nature journal, or another couple of pages. So there's that. I'm thinking we've done pumpkins. So I'm thinking at this time of year, maybe it's time for the toadstools to make an appearance. I have a heap of toadstool images, die cuts, you name it. Toadstools are a big thing for some reason. I collected many. I've got a whole actual big reference book. Now let me just, a little bit higher I think. Yeah, a whole big reference book full of toadstools and mushrooms as well. So I'm thinking in the nature diary, there will need to be more than just a page. I think we'll maybe need to make like, I don't know, a pocket and a tag and all sorts of things with the, where's the lid? With the mushrooms, just to use some of them up. Let me just reach for a, right. I'm thinking maybe some more white paint up here. Ooh, maybe not quite that much. Well, that really wasn't the plan, but that's okay. We just go with it. I suppose that just kind of pushes them into the page a little bit. I'm not sure I like that paint on there. Now, I don't want her to look like she's got a white beard. Too early for Santa. I've got a plan to give her some hair. Can you guess what it might be? Just a wee tiny bit. Oh. Nope, nobody's been right so far. But if you guessed that she's going to have a head of clocks, then you win the prize. But I didn't hear anybody saying it, so yes, that's better. You can see the white paint a wee bit more. Maybe what I should have done was not bother with all that, with all of it in the middle, and just waited till we put the images down, and then we could have just have painted around the edges. Lesson learned. Okay, so let's get her hair on. So these are, let me just show you, from this packet, All and Create. They were in the sale. Get loads. Was it number 26? Oh, right, 60 pieces. TikTok. There we go. So, yeah. I have added a little bit of vintage photo and a little bit of night sky, just to blend them in a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of randomly give her a bit of a curly do with some clocks. A curly hairdo. What do you think? Let me just stand up and see how that looks to you. Yeah, what do you think? Go with that. Okay. Now, should she have more coming? No, I think we'll just give her a on her head. Maybe bring them down a wee bit. That's better. I don't want them to look equal. No, I don't want them to be kind of matching. That's for sure. Don't want anything matching. Right, let's see. Let's just get this one kind of in place. And then we can put the big middle one. I'm not going to push anything down until I know that I'm putting things underneath. And I'm not fussed about having all the 12 o'clocks facing up the way. Okay, we're getting there. I'll not forget this little one. I wonder what she said to the hairdresser when she went in. She maybe said, oh, I know what she said. Oh, this is a groan. She probably said, just take your time. I think that's probably what she said. And she's like, yeah, okay. I can do that. I can take my time. Okay, so what we're doing next, I have got two little ones for our cheeks. What do you think? Too much? I don't think so. I think we'll leave them there just now, see how we get on. Right, so I've got some stamps. I've got Hot Picks Paper Artsy HP 2401. So there's that. And I've got some rub-ons, which we can maybe take a chance with. Maybe put this, well, let's try this one. Sometimes these work fine, and sometimes not so fine. It's the luck of the draw, I think. I think also it totally depends on what you are rubbing on top of. I have found the ledger book paper is quite smooth, and I'm not sure that it likes the rub-ons like. And also we've got paint here, and also we've got a different kind of paper. But we can lift the edge and see how we're doing. Not at all. No, it's lifting up the paper. Let's try it from the other end. Right. So there's a trick. That just needs glued down. So it hasn't rubbed. It's lifted the top layer of the ledger paper. But there was a trick. Just go to the other end. It's a pity because I do like the rub-offs, the rub-ons so much. Wonder if we could just have this little bit up here. It's here. And sometimes I think, am I rubbing too hard? See, I rubbed less there and it worked perfectly fine. So let's think. Maybe down here. Let's go for it. So maybe by rubbing less, maybe less is more. Yep, no bother. So I think that's maybe the secret. Now I've got a few wee black bits. I think maybe something over here. Let's try the black ones. So these are 49 in Market. I don't have the package. Anymore. But I'm sure if you Google 49 in Market rub-ons, they've got lots, and I know that there's some new ones out, which I have resisted. But by and large, we got quite a lot of it. Enough. It's left bits behind, but that's okay. Right, I think we're done with the rub-ons. Let's think about a little bit of stamping. Okay, I have got this stamp set. I think I showed you it already a minute ago. Oh, we haven't stuck down our cheeks. Oh yeah, we were smithering, weren't we? I think we'll go for just some writing. I wonder if these birds, would look nice. Maybe here, just to continue with that black. Yeah. I think I might do another wee row up here. Just to continue with the theme. It's going to take a wee minute to dry on that. That's okay. Right, let's, that's the dirty stamp over there. Oh, and here's a wee one that says number 48, bit random. I always feel if I start with small stamps and then work up, where are we going to put it though? Down here. Yeah, just adds a little bit of something, and maybe some writing, a little one with writing. We'll need to watch we don't smudge that, because that paper is kind of, it's not shiny, but I can tell that that ink isn't drying. And maybe a little bit here. And then I've got some tape that I've had for a while. I never used. It's this, let me just move those stamps. This is fabric tape. I think it's Tim Holtz. I have no idea what it was called at the time. I have hardly used any of it, if at all. I don't even think I have used it. Now I'm not sure. Now that I've put that rub on there, I'm not sure. If just a little bit down the side there. Okay, now we're going to need another bit over here. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, that's a fiddle faddle, isn't it? There we are. And again, I think just at the edge here. let's stick those clocks down. Let's get our cheeks. Maybe they should have been rosy cheeks instead of blue and peachy colour. Oh, putting them on top of our rosy cheeks. Our rosy cheeks are peeking through a little bit. There. Okay, so we have, what have we got left to do? The title. And I think maybe I'm going to stamp it up here because this is looking quite blank. It's either up there or here. And then we've got splatters to do. Well, I wonder if we should do the splatters first. Let's do the splatters first. Right, that and some water. And I'll just use that brush that I was using. Right, let's just get a little bit of yep, that's okay. Deep in concentration doing this. Right, I think maybe that will do. That will do. Okay, so now I'm going to be very brave and I'm going to stamp my title on Amma. I was going to stamp it directly onto, I've got my stamps here, I don't know, I need to watch my spatters. Right, decision. I'm not sure that I want to stamp directly on now. I think I'm going to do, let me just see what you can see. Yeah, what do you think? While I think about my title. I think I actually quite like it. Right, yeah, so I've got my old typewriter stamps and I think I'm going to stamp it on. Oh, excuse me, a little cheeky burp there. My goodness. If I was any good at editing, I would edit that out. I'll stamp it on a piece of something. I think I'll just go with my tried and trusted book page. Right, I'm just going to lift this and find a spot. So I need them. I have run out of, right, just sit that there. I don't want to sit it on top of any of those dirty stamps, inky stamps. There, that's them out the way. Sit that there. And just get a page. on the book. So the next decision, are we stamping in black or are we stamping in sepia? I think I'm going to stamp in with the black. Right, and I've got she, H, she wore, capital I think. So what do you think it's going to be? She wore clocks in her hair. She just wore clocks. That's kind of obvious, isn't it? We want it to be more poetic and whimsical. So what could she be wearing? She wore the and of course it has to be hours. I'm going to do it in a new line. Sometimes I go a little bit skew whiff, but that's okay. I think it adds to the charm. And the last word. L. She wore the hours lightly. That's quite poetic, isn't it? Oops. G. Oh, come on, G. G doesn't want to come out. Usually I would have this all stamped out beforehand, but I was convinced I would be brave enough to put it straight on the book page. But here we are. I chickened out. She wore the hours lightly. So we can put that down there. Let's leave that over there just now until we can grab the ruler. Stamping my title on book pages with that stamp set is probably the most common thing that I do. I think we just need a little bit more of this one. think if you had to see any of my pages anywhere on the internet, you would think, oh, there we are, stamp title on a book page, that'll be one of Lizzie's. Now that we've put it on the book page, we could actually have it anywhere we wanted. Let's just stand up for this decision. So now up here it just looks a little bit lost. I think maybe it needs to be beside the face. No, not down there. If it's to be over here, it needs to be it either needs to be on top over there, which I think is okay, or it needs to be up here. I'm not sure about that. Okay. I think it needs to be over here. Okay, this is when I wish that you were all in this room with me. So, you know, come on, shout louder. Yvonne, Tony, Marcy. Everybody. Sorry if I miss loads of people out there, but that's the first names that sprung to mind. They comment and follow all the time. Yeah, Yvonne, did I mention Yvonne? Yeah, Yvonne too. Oh. Right, it's going down there. I've sat with it for sitting there. Where's the glue? Over here. Right. There we go. Right, so all we need now maybe is a little bit of fine liner pen. I should have left the spatters to the end. Just try and do it up in the air. There we go. This is one of my old ones. I bought a new pack for my other project. Maybe I need to get them out. I think I need maybe more spatters, but I'm going to wait and see how they dry. They do take a wee minute to dry, and some of them are quite big. But I think I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, I can't think that there's anything else. Nope. Okay, that's me. I've stared at it and I can't think anything else. So that's us today. Thanks for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.